Hello and welcome back to another edition of the TribPreps video series. My name is Alex VandenHouten, sports reporter at the Lacrosse Tribune. To my left is sports editor Todd Sommerfeldt, and we're here to recap week 6 of the high school football season and a lot of blowouts today, Todd.
Yeah,
a lot of running clock.
Yes, we had a lot of one-sided games tonight. Not a whole lot of real competitive games. Although Aquinas beating Darlington
Yes.
14-0 it is a big win for the Blue Golds and about one of the tightest games we had.
Yeah.
Tonight. I think that Luther lost 7-3, so that was a little closer one. But other than that, pretty one-sided thing. Oh, DeSoto game, of course.
DeSoto, yes.
Their
Lost a tough one
loss to
overtime with Seneca.
Seneca, yeah.
Tough game, but
But other than that, we had a lot of one-sided games.
a lot, yeah. And we'll get to Aquinas shortly. Let's just run through tonight's list of scores tonight. Central wins the Battle of the Arc 33-6. Sparta handles West Salem 42-0. Alaska handles Toma 46-0. Aquinas 14, Darlington 0. Fenimore 7 on Alaska Luther 3. Bangor 43, Royal 0. They had running clock in the second quarter of that game. And Brookwood 42, New Lisbon 6. GT, Luke Vance, another big night for him, 3 touchdowns. They win 52-6 over Nakusa. River Valley 50, Viroqua 7. Prairie du Chien, another win for them, 28-6 over Richland Center. Arcadia wins big, 50-8 over Dodgeville. Platteville, after some big storms rolled through that area, wins 34-13 over Westby. Some lightning delays they were dealing with down there. Obviously, we were able to get the game in tonight, but after a lengthy delay. Over in the Dairyland, we have Blair Taylor knocking off Melrose Madero 24-3.
Big win for the Wildcats.
Yeah, big win. And we mentioned Waseca Seneca defeats DeSoto 14-13 overtime. DeSoto missed the extra point in overtime there. Proved to be the difference. In non-conference, Holman 44, Stevens Point 0. Very lopsided there.
19 yards.
19 total yards, Stevens Point. That's it.
19.
At school with 2,200 kids, managed 19 total yards.
Holman's got defense.
Yeah, they do. That they do. And we'll talk about that game because I was at that game. We'll talk about that game a little bit. And Caledonia handles Rochester Lords 24-7 in a game.
59 in a row.
59 in a row for them. And Eli King had 3 more touchdowns receiving tonight as he continues his stellar season tonight.
And didn't Noah King run for the... Or no?
Did Noah
They had 24.
Yeah, they had 24. Yes, they had 24.
Okay.
I was like, I don't think so, but first let's start off. Let's start with Aquinas first, because that's the first time they clinched a playoff spot tonight. They've won 5 in a row now. First time they're going to playoffs since 2012. So a lot of good stuff. It seems like we talk about them every week, Aquinas, but they just keep going out every weekend doing it.
We have to.
Yeah.
That's they were so far down the line not too long ago. Just, and I think they had hope. I don't know how much hope other people had in terms of them turning the program around. Tom Lee knew the numbers were coming eventually. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win.
Yeah.
But it is. It's it's leading to victories for Aquinas. And to shut out Darlington, this isn't, as we've said, this isn't the Darlington team, the program that won state championships. It's not quite the same as that, but it's still Darlington. It's a team that came in 4-1, had won, the games it needed to win. I think got blown out in one game. But it was a good challenge for Aquinas, and I don't know that there was that big of a difference between the two. I know Aquinas had a good stand, made a good defensive stand at one point in the game. Darlington got down to inside the 10, came out of that with nothing, and Aquinas got a couple of touchdowns out of it. Gavin Wetzel, another fake punt.
Yeah, Wetzel, yeah.
They've done that a few times this year, and he converted it in this one too. So they're doing the right things over at Aquinas.
And we've talked great lengths about their running backs, talented, Aiden Lee, Will Cambio, receivers as well, in great lengths. But like you mentioned, that defense came to play tonight, and they've really played all season long pretty well.
Yeah, they have. That defense has been something that they can rely on every week. And even the week they lost, they did well against Prairie du Chien. It was a 7-6 game, and you certainly couldn't say anything bad about the defense that day in terms of what they did. Truck Hannon didn't have a big game, although he's kind of been up and down in terms of getting carries this year, but he didn't have a big game against Aquinas. They did a good job. They gave up some passing yards that day. Dylan Coleman's a pretty good quarterback though for Prairie du Chien.
Yeah, he is.
So they're certainly doing the job there and keeping them in games and giving them chances to win. Now we have Mineral Point and Lancaster coming up, so the games are just going to keep getting tougher for them, at least the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see if Aquinas, obviously a good start, because we mentioned, before on our preview show that this was the start of a 3-game stretch. So we'll see what Aquinas had, and they're off to a great start in that 3-game stretch, like we mentioned. And now let's jump over to Central, and Logan tonight. Battle of the Arc, obviously a big game. Johnny Davis, once again, Todd, you saw it firsthand tonight. Spectacular, 50-yard run, 73-yard run. Just tell me what really you saw tonight.
Johnny Davis.
That's
what I saw.
Yeah.
Phenomenal tonight. Completed some nice passes. Threw a touchdown pass to Terrence Thompson for their first touchdown. Kind of got them going. It was a scoreless game after 1 quarter. First play of the second quarter, they get a touchdown. First play of the third quarter, they get a touchdown. So they were. It didn't really matter where they were on the field. Johnny Davis was a threat, and I know that's the case every week that they play. But he did a really good job of getting through the holes that his teammates provided. The first play of the third quarter was the 73-yarder, and all he did, they were all design runs. All he did was take the snap, go to his right, got to the edge, and went down the sideline and pulled away from people all the way down the sideline. It's different when you see him run.
It is.
And we just, right before we came in here, we watched Cole Wisniewski do with the one-handed interception.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys are in a different class.
They are.
Than a lot of football players that have come through the area in recent years. C.J. Siegel was another one.
Yeah.
Who's just, and Eli King, of course, is another one. Owen King, his older brother, another one. But when you see Johnny run, he just seems like a different kind of athlete. And it's the same with Wisniewski when he can make certain plays too. Johnny, it's just, you look at him, he's an athlete.
Yeah.
But when you watch him run,
He
there could be someone else that has more yards, but this season. But it's like you said, he glides. It's different.
It's just effortless out there.
Yeah, I was talking to Wally Januico at halftime tonight. He used to be the Logan football coach for a number of years, and he's an administrator now, so he's out of coaching. But we were trying to figure out anyone the caliber of Johnny as an athlete that's been here, the last 20 years or so, and it's hard to come up with someone to put next to him. We have Matt Thomas is in the NBA, Bronson Koenig playing pro basketball. We've had a lot of really good athletes come through, but when you just look at the whole picture, it's hard to find somebody. Kobe King, I guess, another one. Hard to find someone on Johnny's level in terms of just pure athlete, I think.
And just watching him is a totally, like you said, a totally different spectacle. And I've said this before, he reminds me a lot of a Terrell Pryor type of guy. Just the way he runs it, because he looks like he's not moving fast, but boy, is he ever. Because he has those long strides, and it's just like you said, effortless, and he just glides across that field.
And if he gets those blocks, he can read them, he's going to get through them, he's going to get to where he needs to be, and he certainly did against Logan tonight.
And you mentioned Cole Wisniewski. He probably delivered, the play of the night tonight. He had over in Sparta, he had a one-handed interception that's now circulating on Twitter a little bit. And for a 46-yard interception return for a touchdown, that was, pretty spectacular. One-handed pick. Really just like that. It just stuck to his hand. It's baffling, so definitely go check that out as well. But, once again, Sparta, handles West Salem, who is, of course, still looking for that first victory.
Yeah, and big game next week, Central Sparta. Big for both teams, because the loser of that one is in a tough spot. Not playoff-wise, but conference-wise, and everybody's still playing for the conference.
Yeah.
You're sitting there with that one loss, you still got a chance. And it may not, with the way Holman and Alaska are playing, it may not be a good chance, but you got a chance. And now they're playing each other, one of them won't have a chance after next week. So, big game out in Sparta between Central and Sparta next week.
And you mentioned on Alaska, Austin Larson, he battling through his sickness today as well. Was kind of sick all week, was questionable to play in this game, actually. All he does is go out and have 6 touchdowns tonight.
300 some passing yards?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big game. Landon Peterson, 170 yards there. I didn't know anything about that until I was reading Eric Lee's game story tonight. I looked at it. I had heard how the game went and saw what Austin did. I he was sick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I didn't know that until reading the story tonight, but apparently he was, and it didn't matter.
Did not matter at all. It did not matter as Alaska rolls big time, and Holman rolled big time over Stevens Point. We mentioned at the beginning here, Stevens Point only had 19 total yards. Holman could do whatever they wanted. In the trenches, they dominated. Drake Shams was great tonight. He had 2 sacks right away and multiple different holding penalties that he drew as well. It was really all over the field for them, as the Stevens Point just really struggled to block Holman in general. I even asked Shams about that. I was asking them if they were licking their chops or whatever coming into this game, knowing that, one, Stevens Point likes to pass and that their offense wasn't as great as maybe Holman has seen
No,
in
it wasn't.
the past.
Not even
Not
close.
even close. and they knew. He said, "Yeah, we knew there was going to be a good opportunity for us tonight," and they played like it, and they were all over the field. And Brett Holden had 4 more rushing touchdowns, another 100-yard performance. Cam Weber also had over 100 yards as well. Jaden Abraham had a 17-yard score to get him on the board, 58 yards from him as well. Just a really nice balanced effort throughout the night from the Holman Vikings, and almost, I think, 360 yards rushing, something like that.
Sounds fun.
And
They can play football in Holman.
They sure can. There's no denying that. There's no denying that right now. But any other games you really want to get to here, Todd? As we look around
I
here?
think we're
I know, I just look at the list.
A good win still for Caledonia, playing up a class.
Going to Rochester.
Going to Rochester and playing there and coming out with a win. That's a rivalry that, well, I don't know if it ever was a rivalry. I know they used to play each other years ago, and they haven't played them in a long time. So, it's a good win. Like I said, bigger school. Anytime you play a bigger school and win the game, it's just like with Holman.
Yeah.
You're bringing in a huge school in Stevens Point. Yes, they're struggling, but you went out and beat them. It's good to start playing teams like that and schools that size. And Caledonia's played up a couple of games already this year. And
Red Wing they played earlier this year.
Red Wing earlier this year. So getting the job done, and winning streak keeps going.
Keeps going out.
Sorry, Carl, 59.
Yeah, but Carl does not like it when we say that, or when you bring it up to him after the interview. But he's a good sport about it.
Yeah.
But as always, you can find all the stuff on lacrossetribune.com. All the games we were at today. We're at 5 games, Todd. 5 games tonight. So a lot of good stuff, videos, highlights, game stories, and follow-ups. Well, I'll have a follow-up from Holman on Sunday. Todd will have one from the Arc game.
Probably have to write something about Johnny.
Yeah, I guess. I guess we have to, apparently. I guess. But as for me, Alex, VandenHouten, and Todd Sommerfeldt to my left, that'll be all for us tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys all next week, and have a safe Oktoberfest as well, and take care.